What's going on, everybody? This is ODC, that's me, and I'm back with another action figure review. This is my review of the Marvel Select Captain America the Winter Soldier Falcon figure. This is a pretty nice figure. I got this a while ago. I got this a few months ago when I took my trip to Columbus, Ohio, and picked this up for, I believe it was $20. And it was like a local comic shop in Columbus, Ohio, and it was 15% off, or actually 10% off, excuse me. And I picked this guy up for $20 out the door after taxes and everything, so it was super cheap. And this figure just came out at the time, so I was kind of surprised to see him displayed for such a cheap price. But pretty decent figure. It's just really, it's too bad that we never got a Marvel Legends version. I feel like Hasbro really dropped the ball when it comes to not making this character. I don't know. It just seems like they really should have included that in the Marvel Legends Captain America wave. But anyway, talking about this figure, he does come with a display base, which I actually let Strident keep when I was down there. I actually kind of left it down there, and I was like, you know what, just keep it. I don't really use display bases. They kind of just collect dust. I'm no ACBAer. I'm just an avid collector and fan of comic book action figures and action figures in general, to my liking. And but it looks pretty nice. There's a lot of great sculpting, and that's really what you get with your Marvel Select action figures, is you get a really great sculpt. And you know, he doesn't have the best articulation, but his articulation isn't that bad. He also comes with his wings, which are just kind of, they slide into a little groove here on his back, but I'll get to that in a minute. You can have him displayed without, because actually in the movie his wings were retractable, and they went into his little glider pack, or whatever you want to call it here. But he looks pretty awesome. Like I said, sculpting is really what you're getting for the most part. Hold that thought 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. It was an important phone call. I had to take it. But anyways, we're back here with the Marvel Select Falcon. And sorry, my brain's kind of on a loop. I was on an important phone call there. Sorry about that, guys. But anyways, as you can see, the sculpting's very nicely done. He comes in this like kind of purple fatigue. Yeah, so I had to switch my lighting for this review because he was coming up pretty dim to my white backdrop here, or wall. This is actually my wall here. Yeah, he does look really nice, and there's a lot of nice sculpting going through. I'm just going to kind of go through some of the sculpting here. He's got kind of like a shin guard here on both sides, and he's got... I'm not sure what these are. I can't remember. I think they're like his boosters or something on his legs, or maybe they're just weights for his legs to kind of even himself out while he's gliding. But here's his backpack here, or his glide pack, or whatever you'd like to call it. Pretty cool in design. Overall, I do like the design. I'm really hoping to see Falcon maybe reprise his role, come back in the next film, Cap 3. That would be really nice to have Falcon in that movie. Pardon me. But nice sculpting on the gloves as well. Gloves are very nicely done. So, and as far as the wings go, you want to have the red portion out in front. You don't want to have it flipped around the other way because it just doesn't look right. So you do want to have the red portion out in front. Now the big problem with this guy, as far as they could have fixed some articulation to help him so you can pose him properly while he's flying. The big problem that I have is that you can't really get his head up. He's kind of just stuck in this eye level pose, and he doesn't really, his head doesn't really move back That's about as far back as his head will go. And that's about it. And it just looks kind of weird. His head doesn't look down that much either. So, I mean, even if you're trying to get him into a downward gliding pose, it doesn't really work. He's kind of stuck at almost eye level here. This is about all the range of motion you're getting going up and down. Side to side is nice. And he even has a little bit of a tilt to his head. But as far as looking up, which he really should be able to do, it's really a big letdown in that stage of this for this figure. A decent range of motion in the arms going up. They go up about that far, and they both go down, and they can do a full 360 as long as the wing is popped off. Here, that's all we'll do. Come on, wing. And it does do a full 360. There is no bicep swivel because he's got an elbow bend and a swivel at the elbow, which is pretty decently done. I don't have a problem with that. He does have a wrist swivel and a wrist hinge. Mine's a little frozen, but it is there. There we go. No ab crunch. He does have a waist swivel, though. He's got T-jointed hips, which aren't the best design, but they do go up about that far, and they go back in, out. They don't go that far forward either. You kind of really have to push it a little bit. They go back about that far. No upper thigh swivel at all. He does have double jointed knees though. He does have a hinge at the ankle. It goes forward. Not really, doesn't really go back at all because of the sculpting of his, I guess, back leg guard, I guess if you want to call it that. I'm not really sure what the technical term for that would be. But he does have the nice ankle pivot. It's just unfortunate that he doesn't have more range of motion in the head, nor in the ankles. I would have liked a little bit more, or maybe even just an ab crunch would have helped him in a more of a flying pose. You kind of have him stuck in this neutral pose, and it's almost like you just want to have him standing like this. The other big drawback is that he doesn't come with his two submachine guns. They were kind of like Uzis in the game, or in the movie, excuse me. He doesn't come with any guns, which is another question, a scratch on the head. Is like, I mean, I understand you gave him his wings, but he kind of had guns in the movie. You should have gave him that. You give Cap his shield, you might as well give him his guns too with his wings. If it was in the movie, you should have offered it. So, no guns. He does come with a nice, like I said, a nice display base. I just don't have it here to show you. But other than that, I think he's a pretty decently done figure. It's just unfortunate that we never got a Marvel Legends version. Maybe the Marvel Legends version that doesn't exist could have been a better figure because of the better articulation would have been offered. But then again, they might have messed up on the sculpt, so who knows. But anyway, I think he's still a really solid, a nice figure. Like I said, the big drawbacks are the head and the ankle articulation going backwards for the leg. My phone will not stop going off today, so I'm just going to shut the door. Hopefully I can get through this review. But other than that, I mean, he should have came with some gun accessory as well. I still do like his sculpt. He's got a ton of nice sculpting going on, like I said. He's got a lot of painting going on throughout the harness here. It would have been really cool if they could have had some, like, I know his guns were kind of like, I don't know, somehow magnetically attached to his belt in here, and he kind of just popped them off, and they kind of opened up on like a really quick, looking for a word here, a really quick, I guess it was like hinges the gun was on. It was kind of popped open like a I don't know, like a Pringles can, ping, and they shot off. But of course somebody's revving a motor. I just can't get this through this review without silence. You. Anyway, I just won't stop talking here. But overall, I do like this figure. I like the head sculpt. The head sculpt looks really, really nice, I think. Very accurate to the actor that played Falcon. I can't remember his name, but he was in 8 Mile. He was in just a ton of movies. And he's a really good actor. I'm glad he was Falcon. He played very, very good role. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for Falcon here. Like I said, I would definitely recommend getting this figure because it's the only movie version Falcon that they are offering. Hopefully maybe down the line we'll get a new comic book accurate, like a Marvel Now Falcon figure. That would be nice, or even just a updated Falcon figure. That would be nice from Hasbro. But as for now, this is it, and I would definitely recommend this figure. He's pretty nice. He is out of scale for Marvel Legends, unfortunately. He's much taller, so he would just have to kind of be his own thing. And if you do have this guy, I mean, I would suggest you get Captain America, the Marvel Select Captain America, to go with him. It would probably look really nice. So with that being said, that's pretty much it for this review. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching as always, and I will see you guys on the flip side.